Well, hey there, YouTube. Today is a wonderful day. The end. What do you mean, the end? Today is the beginning of October, and in Georgia, it's the end of the grape harvest season. And I managed to get on the last tour of the year, which is dedicated, of course, to grape picking. So we're heading there now. On the way, we stopped by the town of Sighnaghi. I don't think I would have come here on my own, but since we were brought here along the way, it's really cool and interesting to see.
Sighnaghi is a city of love and sunshine, spread out over the hills and the Alazani Valley. Its narrow streets, tiled roofs, and old balconies create the atmosphere of old Europe. From here, you get a view of the endless vineyards of Kakheti and the snowy peaks of the Caucasus. Sighnaghi lives at a pace of calm and warmth. People come here for inspiration, wine, and the feeling that time can stand still.
The city really resembles Kaş in Turkey. Those who have been there will know. I'm very drawn to it. And here there's this old architecture, pleasant pathways, and we're just strolling around the city.
The Sighnaghi Registry Office is famous for being open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can come here and get married at any time of the day or night. That's why Sighnaghi is called the City of Love. Couples come here from all over Georgia and even from other countries to get married among the mountains and vineyards of Kakheti.
It seems to me that most Georgian towns and villages are pretty much like this. That's what I think. I haven't traveled much around here yet, but for some reason I imagine that it's like this everywhere. Oh, it's probably really beautiful there. But I guess we won't go there. Every time I start recording, some car drives by. It's cool and valuable to travel through such small towns because here you really get to see the subtleties, the nuances of a nation, the nuances of a unique culture. Because cities, metropolises, they're all more or less standardized by some common norms. When you go off to a small settlement, a village or a small town, you get the chance to see how the country really lives and used to live. That's much more valuable. In
Sighnaghi, there are many ancient landmarks. I won't go into detail about them. I'll just mention that here you'll find the Sighnaghi Fortress Wall, one of the longest in Georgia, with towers and a panoramic view of the Alazani Valley. The Church of St. George, an old church in the city center with a view of the mountains. The Pirosmani Museum is dedicated to the famous Georgian primitivist artist Nico Pirosmani, who was born nearby. And the Alazani Valley is a legendary place for winemaking, with wine tours and tastings of local Kakhetian wines. Viewing platforms. Throughout the city there are spots with stunning views of sunrise and sunset. The ancient town of Sighnaghi, cobblestone streets, balconies, street musicians, and cafes with authentic Georgian flair.
I didn't think that I would be filming so much here, but I just really want to. I have a bit of a fetish for architecture. I love looking at old buildings and structures, and I really enjoy walking around places like this. I don't know, I have a completely neutral attitude toward nature, like mountains, forests, lakes, that sort of thing. But seeing what people have created, especially a long time ago, that's really cool. This town is actually quite large. I thought it would be really small. All right, we've arrived at the first vineyard. They've already handed out the equipment to us. Basically, it's just buckets. There are little knives inside, and they've sent us off to pick grapes. So now we're going to have some fun. The vineyard isn't the biggest, of course, but we'll see. Can we just eat them? Yeah, the grape season is coming to an end. That's pretty obvious. When I first arrived in Georgia, the driver said that it almost blooms here year-round. All right then, I'm off to pick some grapes. Look at this bunch. Beautiful, perfect, just grapes. My haul isn't that big so far, to be honest.
Somewhere further down, the grapes are growing better, basically. And
for me too. I'm really enjoying this activity. Look how many there are here. Just huge bunches. We've filled this many buckets so far. I'm certainly not an expert, but I think this is enough for about 1.5 bottles of wine at most.
But that's okay. The main thing is the process.
We've just arrived at a beautiful private winery in the countryside. Literally, what do you want to show there? On the table, at the table, they have it, right? I'm just waiting outside. We've come to a private winery, and here we'll be stomping grapes to lively music. Drink wine, eat, and spend all the rest of our time here. So now we're going to make a scarecrow.
Well, that's great.
Rtveli is one of the most beautiful and heartfelt holidays in Georgia. It's the time of grape harvest when all of Kakheti is filled with the aroma of ripe clusters and fresh wine. People gather with their families, friends, and neighbors, singing, laughing, working together, just as their ancestors have done for centuries. You've already seen how we harvested the grapes and made churchkhela from them. Now we're moving on to the main process of making wine. I don't know if I'm in the frame properly, but I think it's fine. Now I'm going to put on these boots and go stomp the grapes too. Oh. Turns out it's actually pretty unpleasant. It feels like I'm stuck in a swamp at the dacha and have to push the car out. And there are no other options. That's how it really went. Even flowing over there.
This is where our tour begins, right here at the very start. To make good wine, I have to ensure that all sorts of important conditions are met, including things like temperature, humidity, and the quality of the grapes. First of all, this is, you could say, a vessel for wine. This is a qvevri. Right now there seems to be wine in there. The fermentation process is going on, and later we'll open it up and stir it. So you won't finish the process just yet. I set all this up for you, for me, for the tourists.
This is the kind of table waiting for us today. Alright. Well, first of all, our churchkhela are waiting for us, though they haven't dried properly. Here's what I want to tell you. Relax, friends, travel, explore all the countries you come across, because I don't know, when you're 50 or 60, you won't be remembering the basic things, like what car you bought at 20, or I don't know. What else smart can I say? It doesn't matter. Anyway, travel, visit different countries, different villages, take part in all kinds of events. So subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and there will be lots more interesting things here. Bye.